What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Non-League to Premier League. My name's Lurg. I hope you all had a fantastic weekend. Episode number 38. Right, we've just delved into the season a little bit and we've had some shaky form, but we're starting to come decent at the moment. And we've changed things up a little bit because I think we all noticed in the first game of the season and a lot last season, one striker up top just isn't working. So, let's have a look at the results, shall we? We will see then that if we come just into our schedule, we lost, obviously, first game of the season was to Cardiff away. We then followed that up with a tremendous defeat of Swansea, 4-0. Brilliant. We then learned a very harsh lesson, folks, which is don't put two 16-year-old defenders at the back away from home when you're trying to play a pressing formation because it leaves gaps. My, oh my, does it leave gaps. And Stoke City fully capitalised on those gaps. A 6-0 defeat. That is my worst defeat as a manager. In a very, very, very long time. So, we had to change the team round. We had to do some rotation. As you can see, August is really a packed month for fixtures. And we didn't want to get first rounded in the Carabao Cup. So we live by the sword, we die by the sword, but that was very much a mistake on my behalf. We then beat Hull 1-1. We beat Hull 1-1. That doesn't make sense, does it? We should have beat Hull in normal time. We ended up drawing 1-1 with them. I actually want to show you the match stats on this because how the game finished 1-1 is just ridiculous. 63% possession, 28 shots on goal, 11 of those on target. Like, we should have had the game dead and buried. We really should. Instead, it went to the shootout. We got lucky in the fact that, obviously, we won the shootout. But it's a little bit of pot luck, isn't it? Then we went on and we beat Blackburn at home 2-0, which was really good, in fairness, with Cornick and Tong on the score sheet. And then we drew 1-1 with Middlesbrough. And we could have taken all 3 points. In all fairness, it wouldn't have been the end of the world either if Middlesbrough had taken 3 points. It would have been from our point of view, but the game was very, very level. So, today then, we have got action for you against Birmingham at home, and then we're following that up with Portsmouth away in the Carabao Cup. I'd like to try and get into the Carabao Cup final this season if I can. It's a big, big ask. I know that we're pushing the boat a little bit, but that's what's happening. Now, transfers, we can't compete with people on wages. The amount of people who we've tried to sign who are interested in coming to the club, but we just can't get anywhere near their wages. We have brought in one new addition though. Quite excited about this one. If we go into our transfer history, you'll see just here, Jez Davis, on loan from Tottenham. He's only 20 years old, young English central defender. He's only on contract with Tottenham until next year as well. We're hoping that if he plays really well for us this year, we can grab him on a free. If not, we'll try and buy him, but I would imagine that his price will go up. Him and Alfie Gilchrist at the back will be amazing. Both decently in pace, like Gilchrist is the faster, whereas Davis is more the stronger of the two. But very young, both very good, and this guy is just phenomenal. Really is phenomenal. He's already kind of, I would say, mid-Premier League kind of level. So, very, very excited. Right, without further ado, let's run the intro and get into the game at Birmingham. So we return to the Bank Stadium, here we are, and this is our 11 for the game against Birmingham. Felipe in goal, Beck, Gilchrist, Davis and Gerardo at the back, Davenport and Sparrow in the central midfield, McGee and Cornick on the wings, with Brunton and Atete playing up front. We are going with a 4-2-4, ladies and gentlemen. It's done very well for us so far in terms of our possession and the way we're attacking. We're hoping that as they get a little bit more familiar with it, we really turn into quite the deadly side. However, we are lacking a little bit of strength in depth, so it's a bit concerning, but we will motor through. Don't forget, guys, if you are here today, please do smash the like button for me. It really helps. It really, really does help in other people finding the videos. And that's something that we'd like. We'd like other people to come in and say hello. Comment down below as well. Did you have a good weekend? How did your team get on the weekend? My beloved Birmingham actually picked up a win. We found out what one of those were for the first time in a very long time, and it was needed. McGee with the corner left floats it in a Tete's front post, and this geezer is just immense. I mean, in all fairness, for a Tete, he's kind of a little bit of a one-trick pony. Like, you get the ball to him in the air and is normally, I would say 95% of the time, winning the ball. Lately, he's missed a lot of good like one-on-ones and stuff, and we just can't afford to do it anymore, which is why we got Brunson playing up front with him. Loses the ball there. Gerardo does get it back in. It's recycled out. It's only as far as Sparrow. Back into a Tete. Sparrow with a lovely ball through. And Harry Cornick on 10 minutes puts the Moors 2-0 up. And Birmingham have had a real shaky start. And we've capitalised on it very, very well. Nice little bit of play here between Sparrow, Tete and Cornick. I mean, that was lovely. And a really nice, well-placed shot. 2-0 to the Moors. I was going to say 1-0 then. I don't know if you noticed that. So we are up into 8th place then. We've not had a bad start to the season at all. Could have been better. Could certainly been worse. We're keeping up with the pack at the moment, and that's ideally what we would like to do. Vilalabe then to Sunjic. Out wide to Latomba. Latomba gets past Beck there far too easily, and Leko's at the front post, but Felipe gets a hand to the ball. Villalaba then gets it in. Leko again. Danger man for Birmingham is looking a little bit more lively now as Birmingham are springing into the game. We are keeping the ball very, very well. We've slowed the pace down of our passes and everything a little bit. Lovely pass on the outside to McGee. Brunson's there. Oh, it's a terrible attempted back pass. And Quattro there gets the ball out for a throw, which Dorado will take. And that will end our highlight. So, I do think with the squad we've got now, we've got a very good chance of making the playoffs, genuinely. I know the media predict us to finish a lot lower than what I think we can finish, but we really have got a good side. My main concern is strength of depth at the moment is... it's not brilliant. Oh, I don't want to say I'm not happy with it. I'd like to say don't get complacent. So we'll go no gesture. Don't get complacent, please. Because what we don't want is 5 minutes into the second half, Birmingham to score a goal. We are still missing quite a few efforts, but we're also registering a lot more shots on target than we were before. So we still need to up our finishing game. We're far from the finished product at the minute, but we're getting a lot better. Gilchrist heads the ball over towards McGee. Villalaba intercepts it though. Over the top for Leko, who has got pace, and he does apply a beautiful finish across the goal. Felipe kind of flat-footed. And it's not 5 minutes into the second half, but 20 minutes in, Birmingham now, they've got 25 minutes to grab another goal. And I would love, see, Felipe can probably do better there. I would love here now for us to grab that extra goal, really. The lads are not happy that I've shouted some encouragement at them. And fitness levels are going a little bit. So what we'll do now is we'll bring on Tong for Dion McGee. Sean Brunson's having a terrible game, so he can come off for Mokhtar. And I think we leave it for that at the minute. Jacob Davenport is also having a really poor game today. Not really what you want out of your defensive midfielder. It is the man to stop the attacks coming in. And did we make Tong an inside forward? I can't remember. No, and that's why he's there. Ups his rating. Is a lot happier with that kind of a role. Go away. Sorry, there was a Steam notification there, so I couldn't get back onto the confirm button. We've got 10 minutes then just to kind of see the game out. We don't really want to just see it out. I'd like another goal if possible. But A 2-1 victory we will also take. That being said, 40 seconds left on the clock and a Birmingham highlight is ensuing. Oh, Davis misses his header, Lecco's through. Gilchrist misses a tackle. He's gone through everybody like they are water. And Jonathan Lecco, third goal of the season, second goal of the day. And that is a poor goal to give away from such a commanding position. We've been relatively comfortable all game. And again, Felipe doesn't even attempt to get to the ball. And that is 2 points thrown away yet again. We had the same amount of shots on target as they did on goal. 64% possession, 92% pass completion ratio. Oh, these are the games that really do. They frustrate me. Like I don't know whether you guys get frustrated watching them, but we shouldn't be losing it. I don't want to destroy the team's morale, but at the same time, I just kind of want to shake them all by the neck a little bit and say, what are you doing? But we finished with a point, and a point's better than no points, but that is definitely 2 points thrown away. And we can't afford to be doing this again. I mean, there was 40 seconds of the game left. Just bloody concentrate. Right, we'll be back. That's my rant over for there. Sorry, guys. We'll be back in a moment with the Portsmouth game. And so here we are then for the game at Fratton Park in the Carabao Cup. We're going with a much changed side. We've had to rotate quite a lot. We still haven't got two decent strikers, so Atete is going to stay stay in the team, just purely for his aerial threat from set pieces like we could really do with that. So today then, we have got Felipe in goal, Stuart, Bennett. Davis is going to have to come out. It was actually meant to be substituted off here for Harley Dean. Oh, it's a good job I saw that, isn't it? So, Bennett and Dean in the central defence with Henderson on the right, Dixon, Bonner and Ludwig in midfield, then Tong and Coley behind Mokhtar and Etete. Fingers crossed we can knock Portsmouth out with no problem whatsoever. We are a much better side. We're way above them in the league system. They are struggling at the moment in League One. So we would expect a comfortable win today, even with effectively a kind of completely second string team, bar Etete and Felipe. Jack Lancaster, though, their striker, worth keeping an eye on. He's decent. He's very, very decent. I'm not going to say he's a world beater. He's not, but he's very good. So then, can we get a nice, comfortable victory today? That is what we would be looking for. Controlling possession at the moment, but not making any inroads. It's actually Portsmouth who seem to be keeping us on their counter. Nothing yet highlight worthy. It says as a highlight comes in. Brown on this right hand side. Crosses the ball in, and Tom Lowry is right there and instantly encouraged the guys. That was a poor sloppy goal to give away. And to be fair, with now having Bennett and Dean in the back too, you would expect them both to do better here. I think it's actually Charlie. Words, please. Harley Dean who initially makes the mistake, but Lowry does very, very well. This is highly disappointing. What was I saying not 4 or 5 minutes ago? Mokhtar's there, equalises straight away, and that is more like it. Very exciting young Wow. We can't English today, guys. I apologise. Mokhtar, a very exciting young prospect. There we go. Look at that. Simple. It just flows. Yeah, he ripped up our under-18s, forced himself into the under-23s very, very early on. He's now forced his way into first-team contention. He's not anywhere near as good as Brunton at the minute, but in fairness, between the two, he's the one who's scoring the goals. Coley on this right-hand side. Oh, he shoots straight at Gillespie, who fumbles the ball back out, and Etete is there to apply a very simple finish. Kind of feel for Coley here, but he did have the option to play it back to Etete a couple of times, decided to go it alone. Very tight angle to try and score from there at the front post. But, importantly, we are now in the lead. We've turned it around. And a highlight for Portsmouth in shoes. So that's always good fun, isn't it? Shipley plays a lovely ball forward. for Davis, who slips it through to Lancaster. And yet again, Harley Dean is making simple mistakes. If you watch him here, the right-handed central defender. So Bennett comes out a little bit too quick, which gives all the space there for Davis. And then Harley Dean just doesn't keep up with Lancaster. And it's a lovely move by Portsmouth. Don't get me wrong. It's really well timed. The passes are lovely, but far too easy. Far too easy. So we're actually going to demand more out of the team here. They're probably not going to like that. Probably get a little bit of a grumpy on. But this is a team I feel like we should be dispatching of with ease. Maybe my problem is that I've gone with so many youngsters throughout the entire squad that we've just not got that little bit of grit and determination at times, that we lose it a little bit too easily. Our heads dip if we concede. Lovely challenge that from behind though. Mokhtar tries to flick it on, but it does only come back to Brown, who lobs it over for Davis. And Bennett that time was all out of position. And I did think that Lancaster was miles offside. He was well in front of Harley Dean. So I can only imagine that Henderson on the right-hand side there has played him on. We'll take a double look at this. The ball over the top for Davis was lovely. And no, it's actually Bennett coming back trying to win the ball. He plays Lancaster onside. So he made double mistakes there. First time here for the ball over the top. And then the second time in actually trying to get back. If he doesn't carry on running there, if he just holds his line, we don't concede that goal. And frustration is the word of Monday. So, we head in at half-time, again after playing decently. 3-2 down, this is ridiculous. Tonga then with the free kick, whips it in. Atete's got to be there. No, it falls to Mokhtar. Back out to Bennett. You don't want your central defender on the edge of the area or your left back, really, to be the people attacking the ball. And this is just going nowhere. Ludwig's on the ball. Back to Bennett. And wow. Ludwig to Tonga then. Now little Ronnie Coley. Does nice job there. Gets the ball across. And Atete heads nowhere near the goal. Very, very disappointing performance here. The ball's played into Lancaster, and there he is. Just mashes it over the bar. And Felipe, he really does need to take a bit of a long look at himself, because for a lad who's Premier League quality and wanted by a few teams, it's just, at the minute... Oh, lovely interception by Harley Dean there. I've given him some slack in this game, but that was sublime. A fantastic challenge. Mokhtar then plays it to Ludwig. Ludwig's got options inside and outside. Goes to Atete and then to Coley. Back to Ludwig. Out wide to Sam Stewart. Inside to Don. Oh, and the cross is there again away. Henderson picks it up. Ronnie Coley back to Henderson. Henderson looks like he's panicking a little bit, but he gets into a lovely position. Terrible cross, but the positioning was nice. The movement was good. And it is now Portsmouth who come back. And a ball over the top again. Oh! And Harley Dean's legs, bless him, they're just not there to run fast enough. Samuel Stewart. It's Sean Stewart. I don't know why I keep on calling him Sam Stewart. That name is stuck in my head for some reason. And I just can't get rid of it. It is actually Sean Stewart. Gillespie then takes the goal kick out for Lancaster. And Felipe's just stayed on his line. What was that? We expected Felipe to come and collect the ball here, as you see. It's just one long ball over the top. Felipe's got plenty of time. Wow. Well then, gentlemen, I guess it's the FA Cup that we're going for this season, because we are not coming back from this. Right, we'll bring on Brunton. Tete is not playing fantastically well and is tiring. Ludwig can come out for Sparrow. And we're going to have to go attacking. Like, we've got no choice here. We've got to go for it now. And we will just play a bit more of a higher tempo game. In transition, we'll counter press and counter very quickly. We're going to drop the defensive line back because their ball's over the top are killing us. We're not going to use the offside trap. I'm going to try and get something going here. I mean, we've got 25 minutes, 28 minutes, nearly half. We'll call it half an hour with injury time to get 2 goals, and we've got to go for the attack here. So we will shout at the team straight away. We'll demand more out of them. Harley Dean finally wins a header against Lancaster, but again is outpaced by him. And oh, what a finish that is. I mean, in terms of finishing, that was delightful. In terms of goalkeeping, Felipe at the minute, since earning this new contract, which stopped him being so miserable in the first place, he's made a lot of mistakes. And that there, you just can't concede those kind of goals. That is, I don't know, maybe we are getting relegated. Maybe I rate the team a little bit too highly. Stern and to Davies, I mean, we're getting beat here by a side that are literally struggling in League One. And again, beaten to every kind of ball and second ball. And we're going to have to bring on... Oh, gosh. We'll bring on McGee. Bring on McGee, please, because Coley is now very tired. We'll switch these two around and hope that does something. Because let's be honest, nothing else is happening. See if we can't whip them up into a frenzy for the last 10 minutes. I mean, we're getting nothing now. No highlights, nothing. We turn the game completely on its head. We can't have any kind of regrets, really, or moans, because it has to be said, Portsmouth have, without a shadow of a doubt, they have been the better side. And this is not how I was expecting this live comp to go today, guys. I've got to be honest with you. I was expecting a win against Birmingham. I thought it would be a close game, but I did expect us to win. And I thought we'd really put on a show here in the Carabao Cup. And unfortunately, we've ended up with a draw where we should have won. And in the Carabao Cup, the second half, we got absolutely spanked. Jake Lancaster giving us huge problems. I'm going to thrash my arms and say I'm far from pleased with that. I don't care if that upsets them. We can't no longer pander to the snowflakes in the side. We need a little bit of grit about us. So that leaves us 13 in the Championship, out of the Carabao Cup after managing to turn around a 1-0 deficit into a 2-1 lead. We're currently 13th and we are 7.6 points off of top place. We're only 4 points in fairness outside the playoff places. We've got a negative goal difference though. That's interesting because at this stage last season we didn't. So, trouble ahead, I assume. We are going to be back then with, I believe, Hull and Reading at the end of October. And then from there, we'll come back sometime in December on Friday, ready for the January transfer window next Monday. Thank you very much for your support, guys. It really is appreciated. Love the fact that you're coming back more often now. I just really appreciate the support. Thank you very much. I'll see you Wednesday afternoon, folks.